Coach Billy Lange, let's jump right into questions.
If I'd said to you before the night Eric was going to shoot that badly, it would still be that close down the stretch. What would be fun?
We had to have done something well, and that would have been rebound, and we did. Kept us in the game. Last night our three-point shooting kept us in the game despite not rebounding. Tonight our rebounding kept us in the game despite that, and that's a credit to Texas. You know, they were dialed in. Eric doesn't get the benefit of enough whistles. It's a problem. It's a problem, and I'm not saying that's the reason we lost. Texas is the reason that we lost. But I mean, for him to get bumped and shoved the way he does, and to not like be on the free throw line or draw more fouls, it's actually getting to be too much, and it needs to be addressed, and then we will address it. But Texas is so physical that they will do that to you. But the rebounding kept us in the game. So I would have said, man, we're going to have to do something well, and it was rebounding.
What do you take from 2 games as a whole, do you think?
I take that, you know, this is a generation of basketball players that are tricked by thinking that being good is something different than the basic elementary fundamentals. And free throw shooting, layup making, boxing out, playing off 2 feet in the paint, making a good decision. That's it right there, you know, and we did not make free throws. We did not play off 2 feet in the paint. We missed too many layups. And when you're playing a great team, you're not going to have enough opportunities to rebound from that. Okay, so I take like that's evidence to our guys that the stuff we spend time on is important. We need to take it maybe more seriously. That's one. Two, you know, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, our team played like we had been invited to be here, and we have earned the right to be here over the last 5 years, and hopefully that'll be a sign of like we belong. And so how do we continue to get better off of that?
Question on the far side.
Yeah, Coach, obviously, well, the run in the Wisconsin didn't really go as planned. I mean, what are some of your positive takeaways from the type of 2 games that you guys performed?
I think the physical competitiveness that we played against 2, you know, high-level teams, a Big 12 team and an SEC team, but we play in a great conference. Like, you know, we play against really, really good teams. We play in a Big 5. Like, we're used to these type of environments, but I take from it that like we have an understanding of the physical competitiveness in which we need to play.
Over here.
Coach, a positive I would think from tonight would be Texas is one of the top teams in the country in fast break points. You held them to 9. Now, of course, you have been one of the best teams in transition defense. So, what would you say about your transition defense, and are you proud of it that it could hold up against a team so athletic as Texas?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always proud of us. The result does not make me proud or unproud. Those are just great guys. I rely on the character of the people that are in our locker room. It's a blessing to steward their journeys right now. That what you're talking about, transition defense, is a basic element of a team that needs to be good. And so I tell these guys all the time, if we're talking about transition defense and we're talking about rebounding, we're talking about losing. That's what I tell them. So I thought our transition defense was really good. We practice against ourselves every day, so we push it. And, you know, we needed to do that. Yeah, we were great. I mean, we were good enough defensively to win this game. We were good enough defensively. They made some really hard shots. There was a stretch where we missed 2 free throws. We didn't have a low man on a roller. We messed up a pick and roll coverage. We turned the ball over. That's it. Like with less than 8 minutes to go, those 3 things happen in a row. You can't come back. It's just too hard unless they make a lot of mistakes, and they didn't do that.
A follow-up to that would be on, again, I'm going to stick to the positive side. You just beat Texas Tech.
Yeah.
And you just played, you know, the game was tight until the very end.
Yeah.
You have to be encouraged by that. And also, I mean, just net rankings and computer rankings are going to love you for this.
I'm just so unintelligent when it comes to net ranking. I don't really care. Like, I'm still a little kid that filled out a bracket and picked the teams, and it's gotten out of control. Like, basketball people aren't making the right decisions anymore. So I don't know. You know, like last year Indiana State didn't get in, and like they deserved to get in. So like I'm not counting on any of that. Everything to me is about like the now. Did we compete? Did we get better? You know, so am I pleased with that? Yes. Did we play against two good teams? Yes. But like, we belonged here. Like, I don't like losing, you know, and I do believe that, like, you know, we'll take a long bus ride back, we'll wake up, we'll practice on Sunday, and like, our next opponent's not going to care about what we just did.
Right.
They don't care. You know, this is college basketball in 2024. And so we have to be present and work on improving, and free throw shooting, layup making. It's basic grade school basketball.
Two more, we'll start up front here.
Coach, you mentioned how you were good enough defensively to win tonight. In the second half, out of the timeout, you go to a zone, you stuck with it for a couple possessions, you guys ended up getting the lead. Is that something you want to implement more in the season?
If it works. Honestly, it's results driven, right? So he makes those 2 threes, so we get out of it. Jim Boeheim would stay in it for 39 more minutes, you know? And so a lot of times when you change your defense, you decide to stay in it based off what's happening on offense. Because if you have delta, you can stay in it and play the law of averages. You can do that. We couldn't. It was 2 back and forth. The kid was getting hot. And, you know, if he misses those 2 threes, truth be told, we stay in it. It's like, am I a genius? No, like, that's just what you do. But he made them, and he got comfortable, and we changed it. We'll do whatever we got to do to put ourselves in the best chance to win. We've been changing up defenses for years. I like this group defensively. I think we got great upside. Tonight was our offense. We just were not sharp enough.
Last question.
Bigger picture, I'm thinking a little bit about what you were talking about last night too, just the trust that you have in these guys to go out and solve it, and sometimes they don't. Tonight the shots didn't go in.
Yeah.
How important is that to you, having now been on this big stage and put them out there and said, here it is.
Yeah.
You know, and there's not going to be, the Big 5 class will be an NBA arena, but the opponents won't be like this for a while. You know, what's your sense of all that?
Well, I mean, one, I think the opponents are always good because it's basketball. You know, like, the team can just make crazy shots. We experienced it literally 2 weeks ago today. We experienced, like, just nutty shots going in. What I'll take from this is, one, I'm grateful to Rick Giles and the Gazelle Group for inviting us. It's a blessing to be here. That's number one. I'll take from it that really smart basketball people hopefully are looking at St. Joe's basketball as like, hey, we would want that type of program in these type of events. I just believe in iron sharpens iron. So we want this. I mean, I'd rather win, but I would rather get better. And that's really what I take from this. So like, to me, it'll be about Sunday. We clean it up. We watch film, we move it on, and then it's on to the next opponent, who I don't even know who it is right now, but I know we've got one next week. That's what it's about for me.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Okay.